What's up? So once in a while, I get asked the same old question about Scottie Pippen because you know how Scottie Tissue be always crying that he thinks he's good as Jordan. And the question I keep getting asked is, um, was he really a top 50 player or more close to 75? And where I come down in all this, because all his latest rants, what do I think? And was he perfect timing? I think he was perfect timing. I'm going to say this about Pip. He, this is the strangest thing I got to say about him. In a way, in a way, he's everything that LeBron James never was, meaning to defer, to play a little bit of rebounding, assist, scoring, obviously a better defender. It's all the tangibles he did as a sidekick, which is everything that if LeBron and James actually did, for instance, then you could make a strong case about LeBron's ranking of all time. Because Scottie did that. He just didn't score much and he didn't lead a team when he had access. But as far as playing the perfect role alongside Michael Jordan, you'd be hard pressed to find another one. You'd be hard pressed to say. I'd almost say that Scottie Pippen was kind of like Dean Martin to Jordan Sinatra. But I do think Dean Martin was a strong talent in his own right. But I don't know how much. You know, when it's association with somebody, and then you got to kind of wonder how good they are if they were left to their own devices. And so it gets a little dicey, you know. I get asked this all once in a while. Is he more top 50? Is he more top 75? When I think about Pip. You being honest with me, he's more closer to 75 than 50. I'm sorry, but I saw him and yes, he got put as one of the 50 greatest when they won chips back in 96. And I heard what Craig Hodges said, look, we're not talking about your skill set, but he didn't deliver points. And I'm one of those people, there's a few things I'm going to do. I don't hold it against him about with him, Barkley, and Elijah in Houston. Because they were old. Barkley was out of shape, but Houston was old when he got there. I don't hold that against him. That wasn't his steez. So I don't hold it against him. I hold that Portland one against him in 2000 when he had Shaq on the ropes, when Shaq was playing out his orbit. Because you can make the case that he beat Shaq and beats Phil and goes and beats the Pacers with Bird and Reggie Miller. You make the case that that would be almost like the equivalent to Bill Russell against Wilt. Because nobody in recent memory was more dominant than Shaquille O'Neal in his peaks and powers. Unless you want to throw Jordan. That's about it. But even that came with a different caveat where when he was winning, because Shaq was on a whole nother level. He should have been the unanimous MVP. And he could have probably won in 2001. Could have won should have won by 4 or 5 league MVPs. Be honest with you. But that's another story, another video. Now, Scottie. Defense, styling, everything. But he thinks he's greater than what he is. And I always got to get into this discussion where, yeah, he was there for all 6 titles, etc. But he wasn't that dude. He had that 1 year. Well, that first year, I know the Phantom call with Hugh Howell. I know about all that. But he pouted and Tony Kukoc hit the game winning shot. And they use it against him with the Phantom call. Think about it. His bad attitude and his poor demeanor. Bad contract, bad attitude. 95, he stunk it up. Jordan came back for them 17 games. He was stinking it up. The Bulls were looking bad. He was front and center. He was crying for Jordan with the shoes on the sideline. So, me and Scottie, you know, every so often, it's like we go through this whole thing where he ranked what he is. If he had beaten the Lakers and them and gone on, he'd have been a top 5. Right now with me, he's anywhere from 35 to 55. Because he leaves me cold. A great sidekick, but he's the Lulu if he thinks that he was gonna, yeah, he helped Jordan out. He was immensely, but was he that guy? Would he have done all that with Gary Payton and George Karl's system? I don't think so. Because his scoring, if I have to do a real analyst, scoring wise, was he much better than Detlef Shrimp over there? If we had to go by what he did as a scorer, he wasn't a scoring option. So, anyway, let me know what you think. Scottie Pippen, is he more top 50? Is he more top 75? because it gets very blurry. And I might start doing when I get these questions about certain guys who are kind of like in between because they got the Lulu where they are. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.